All right,
brother.
Salaki.
All right.
Shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Hakodash.
Double honors to the apostles and elders, Great Millstone, and salutations to the Aki and pushing His word in truth, in sincerity, charity. The topic on this lesson is going to be basically going to be about Israel being scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Israel being mixed with the heathens. And now all Israel's appearance is going to look the same. I don't know what scripture you want to start off with.
I got one.
Yeah, bring it up, brother.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 26. It says, I call heaven and earth to witness against you this day, that ye shall soon utterly perish from off the land whereunto ye go over Jordan to possess it. Ye shall not prolong your days upon it, but shall utterly be destroyed. And the Lord shall scatter you among the nations, and ye shall be left few in number among the heathen, whither the Lord shall lead you. So what the brother's going into, this is the curse from the beginning that the Lord said that would happen to us for disobeying the law, statutes, and commandments. So this is why you see certain brothers, all right, of Great Millstone that look like so-called white people, or certain ones that look like so-called Filipino people, etc. All right. Any one of the brothers that don't look like your normal African American or Jamaican or Haitian, man. Alright? This is why. This is why they look like that. But through the Spirit, you can see that they understand the same truth and they believe in the same truth. Why? Because they are of the children of Israel. It's just that they have what's called a confusion of faith, which was a curse put upon us for being scattered amongst the heathen, man. Alright? Being mixed amongst the other nations. So therefore we would look like some of these other nations, which is why you see these brothers that look like the other nations. You see?
Yeah, that confusion of face in Daniel 9:7 actually goes into the shame. It's a shame to look like this. All right, because what I get a lot is people think I'm Arabic or Pakistani or East Indian, right? Sometimes I get half black and half Filipino or something bugged out like that. But sure, whatever your father is, right? Because skin color is an indicator. It's not a definite. You got to understand that. Numbers 1:28 tells you that you are, whatever your father is. It's let's just get it real quick. I don't want to butcher it, but it's they're numbered by the pedigree of their fathers. This is Numbers chapter. Let me see. 1:18. Numbers 1:18, and they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names from 20 years old and upward by the poll. Anyways, the point is of the house of your fathers. That's why, when children are born, right, you typically get the last name of your father, man. All right. Sometimes these single proud parents, these women I'm talking about, they'll name their child with their own last name. All right, but that's not the case. This modern day Babylon here is just waxing worse and worse. So that's why there's so much confusion, especially among Israel. All right, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, and the confusion of faces that go back to who? To Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, man. There's mad confusion there, man. All right, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. All right, and because thou hast rejected knowledge, the Most High is going to reject you also and your children. All right.
That's right. Because you niggas that think that all Israel is dark skinned, all right, that's gonna be a stumbling block unto you. And what is the stumbling block for? For you to be destroyed, man. Because the Lord is He's dealing with spiritual men. So if you can't see through the spirit that some of these men that look like the other nations are our people, then that means that the Lord's not dealing with you, man. Alright, because it clearly says we were scattered amongst the heathen. Alright, we were scattered abroad to the four corners of the earth. Therefore, it's logical to say, alright, through the spirit and through history and through looking at other brothers in Great Millstone, alright, that they are Israelites. They just look like the other nations from that curse of us being scattered, man. But the only way to receive that is through the Spirit. And a lot of these Israelite camps are not spiritual. These black-only Israelite camps like that, they're not spiritual, man. The Lord is not dealing with them, man. You see?
Right.
You guys have some?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking for something.
I have scripture real quick.
Go bring it up.
This is October 13 and 3. Confess him before the Gentiles, ye children of Israel, for he has scattered us among them. Alright, and the Lord, that's what the Lord did, man. You know, like the brother said, we got punished as a whole nation. You know, we lost our heritage, we lost our land, we lost our original language, we lost everything, man. Like it says in Jeremiah 17 and 4.
Yeah, we'll just get it. Don't chop it up. We'll just get it. You know what I'm saying? But continue. Go ahead, brother.
Because the Lord punished us, man, as a whole nation. All right, so the Lord also put us in. Israel's scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, man. There's not one place where Israel's not dwelling in. Right? And the scriptures say that Israel is numbered as the sand of the sea, so you can't even number us.
That's right. This is what you're looking for. Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 4. And thou, right, Israel, and thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee. And I will cause thee to serve thine enemies, right, not your friends, right, not your neighbors, but your enemies in a land which thou knowest not. For ye have kindled a fire in my anger, which shall burn forever, or a very long time.
So the Lord punished us, man. All right, so we lost our heritage. Everything that an Israelite should be doing, we lost, man. We don't have, we don't follow the law, statutes. Well, our people don't follow the law, statutes, commandments. They don't celebrate the true holy days. They don't keep the Shabbat. They don't do none of that, man. Because the Lord punished us, all right? So if the Lord punished us, also dwelling among the heathen and looking like them. Oh no, that was
okay. I have an account here. This is 1 Samuel chapter 16. I'll get right to the point. 7. But the Lord said unto Samuel, look not on his countenance, right, or on the height of his stature, because I have refused him. For the Lord seeth not as man seeth, right? So you got to be spiritual, not carnal, right? For man looketh on the outward appearance, but the Lord looketh on the heart, or your mind, right? That's where your spirit dwells. You know, that pineal gland. You know what I'm saying? And that's why we have brothers like Nazakia, right? And other brothers, you know, even myself, I get, like I said, Arabic a lot. We look like these other nations, man. And you got to understand the history that our people have gone through. You know, all these captivities that we've been through, right? And the current one that we're in now, right? That's why we look like these other nations, you know?
That's right.
No, I was gonna say that. Hey, that also shows that, you know, it's not a black thing, man. You know, the scripture says that try the spirit. You know, just like the brother mentioned, the brother Nazakia, he looks like a so-called Edomite. No, so like a so-called white man, which is an Edomite.
That's right.
Hey, but he's actually an Israelite, man. He has, you can feel in the spirit, man. We don't look in the appearance, man. We look in the spirit. All right, that's how the Lord works, man.
Yeah, and it's like, if I may say, you know, the name of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai is dreadful among the heathen, bro. Alright? So Nazakia wouldn't be able to call upon the name of the Lord. Alright? You know what I'm saying? Like, man, only Israelites can do that. And Israelites that the Most High is dealing with. Alright? That's why we know that Nazakia is the man of the Lord, man. Alright? Here's another example. Isaiah chapter 16 verse 4. Let my outcast, right? Because we got kicked out of the house. We got kicked out of the land of Israel, man. That's our home. Let my outcast dwell with thee, Moab, the so-called Chinese today. Be thou a covert to them from the face of the spoiler, right? For the extortioner is at an end, and the spoiler ceaseth. The oppressors are consumed out of the land. The point is that this is telling you that a lot of our people, you know, because we've been scattered through the four corners of the earth, a lot of our people are among Moab. And if you look at the census today, you see that the so-called Chinese have a big number, right? It's like them in so-called India that have like billions of people, you know what I mean? And you know what? The majority of them are Israelites, man. You know what I mean? Because we're like, the brother said, we're like the sand of the sea, man. You can't number us, man.
Right.
All right?
Like the scripture says that be fruitful and multiply.
Right.
Our people, the men impregnate the women faster, man. without even trying, when you other heathens have years and months trying to have one baby. Hey, Israel could just have a baby real quick, you know?
Well, there's an example during when we were in Egypt, right, in that captivity, and you know the new Pharaoh started oppressing us even harder. You know what I'm saying? Man, that just gave us more testosterone. So by the end of the workday, we came home and we popped our women, man. All right, and we grew in number. All right, it's in the scriptures, man. This is the most accurate history book on earth, man. This is the history of the world right here. The 1611 King James Version. All right, the greatest story ever told, man, about Yahweh Shai and Israel, man, his chosen people.
That's right.
The Lord's chosen people, his portion.
That's right. I have a precept.
Go for it, bro.
This is Ezekiel 34 and 11. It says, "For thus saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Behold, I, even I, will both search my sheep and seek them out, as a shepherd seeketh out his flock in the day that he is among his sheep that are scattered. So will I seek out my sheep, and will deliver them out of all places where they have been scattered in the cloudy and dark day. And I will bring them out from the people, and gather them from the countries, and will bring them to their own land, and feed them upon the mountains of Israel by the rivers, and in all the inhabited places of the country." You know, and that's a reiteration of the fact that Israel in these last days is going to be scattered, man. Okay?
Yeah.
It's plain and simple, man. Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, all right, who are the children of Israel, to your prospective tribe, all right, we're gonna be scattered across the four corners of the earth, man. All right, which means, which I'm gonna say again, man, we can't say enough, that they're gonna look like the other nations, man.
Mm-hmm.
You see?
Yeah.
It's real easy to understand. It's not hard. So you niggas that look at all the men that don't look like so-called Negroes or Hispanics, all right, and say, "Oh, they're not Israelites," you niggas are finished, man. The Lord's not dealing with you. The Spirit of the Most High is not on you at all, man. All right, you're basically just a 2/3 still, man. All right, because the fact that the Lord says He's gonna gather His sheep out of all nations, His sheep consists of those people, all right, and those brothers and men that look like the other nations that hear this word and that are doing the work and doing the will of the Lord, man. Those are His sheep spoken of in the Scripture, whether they look like a so-called Negro or Latino or not, man. Whether they look like a heathen or not, man. It's the Spirit that it says in the Scriptures. It says that Yahweh Shai's Spirit has gathered them. All right.
Oh, gathered by the Holy One. Yeah,
Exactly.
I was just holding it. Let me grab it again. Salakia. I got you.
So who can only be scattered by, or who can only be gathered by that? Israel. Whether they look like a heathen, whether they look like a so-called Negro or Latino, it doesn't matter. They're going to be gathered by that word because the Spirit's going to resonate with it, man.
Mm-hmm.
You see?
Yeah, this is Baruch chapter 4, verse 37. Lo, thy sons come whom thou sentest away. They come gathered together from the east to the west by the word of the Holy One, rejoicing in the glory of the Most High, man. So like the scriptures tell you, you know, my sheep, the Lord said, Yahweh Shai said, my sheep hear my voice, man. And that's how they're being gathered, man. Because we hear the shepherd, man. We hear the Lord. We hear Yahweh Shai, man. All right? So if your spirit is vibrating with this truth and it's burning inside you to come out and teach this word, all right? And you look like a so-called Chinese or a Japanese or Korean or East Indian or a so-called white person, an Edomite, right? And this, you vibe with this, you know, and you believe the words that we're bringing out, the truth that we're bringing out, it resonates with your spirit, man, you're most likely an Israelite, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because Romans 8:16 says, let me just get it real quick. Oh, here we go. Romans 8, chapter 8, verse 16 says, the Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High, man.
That's right. You see? Can you read it one more time?
Con, Romans chapter 8, verse 16. The Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High.
Exactly. And what's that spirit? The scriptures, this
Yeah.
book. The Lord said, the Lord Yahweh Shai said, I come in the volume of the book.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So when a man of the Lord reads this book, all these things are gonna make sense and resonate with his spirit, and that's what it's talking about. The spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of that's spoken of in the scriptures, man. We are the children of the Most High. Okay, we are the children of Israel. All right, we're under the same curses. All right, we see that our family history, whether these confusion of faith, they see that their family history consists of all these curses as well. All right, that's why, because the Lord's Spirit, which is these scriptures, has gathered the children of Israel how it should be and how it was gonna in the last days, how it was prophesied, man. And Ezekiel, what we just read, and the scriptures that these brothers are bringing out, man, it's the same thing. The Lord doesn't change when He gathers His children, man. Doesn't matter how they look, man. You see?
Kind of. If I may, this is Baruch chapter 2, verse 30. For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people, right? Because it was that scripture where it says that if he went to the other nations, man, they would drop everything and start following him. If they're like, if we tell them the truth.
Isaiah?
I think it's in Isaiah. You know, but Israel's very stiff-necked, man. Here it is, reincarnation after reincarnation, many times over that we've been back here on earth, and 2/3 continue to be wicked, continue to just increase their wickedness over each lifetime, man. This last time right here is by far the worst. All right, we've surpassed the wickedness of the heathens, man. How embarrassing and shameful is that, man? It's terrible.
That's right.
You know, but it was talked about. It's one of the curses. You know, here in Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 1 are all the blessings for obedience. All right, if you hearken on the word of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, then He will bless us above all people on the face of the earth. All right, but verse 15 says what? It says, but it shall come to pass if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy power, to observe, to do all His commandments and His statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee, man. And take the time to read it for yourself out there, right? We're in Deuteronomy chapter 28. Read the whole chapter, but at 16, the first curses start right there. But check it out, verse 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, from the one end of the earth even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods, right, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. And was that a scripture where it talks about Ephraim is joined unto idols, let him alone, or something like that, roughly paraphrasing? If you look at the northern kingdom, man, they got Cesare on the cross, they got the Virgin Mary, right? They got all these bugged out statues of so-called saints, right, that look like Edomites, and there's no life in them. There's no breath. They can't even save themselves, right? But our people are bugged out, bowing down to them, worshiping them, lighting up candles, and even bringing out bread and stuff. I'm sorry, if you got it, bring it up, bro.
This is Hosea 4:17. Ephraim is joined to idols, let him alone. Hey, that's what our people are, man. That's heavily stuck on the northern and all throughout the whole Israel, man.
Yeah,
they're stuck in their idols, man. You can't tell. Hey, man, I remember that my brother Dawad, you know, he posted a picture of Cesare with some cartoon pissing on Cesare, and you know, a person that we know said don't post stuff like that, man. Hey, but that's not. Hey, that's a false image, man. That's not the true appearance of Yahweh Shai. Alright, but you people are stuck in your idols, man. Hey, they'll get stuck on their idols till the end, man. You can't tell them nothing about their idols, man. If you told Israel anything about their idols, man, they get mad.
Yeah.
And that's how and through that, that's how we got scattered, man. And with that, when we got scattered, that's how we were sold into becoming confusion of faces. All right, because the men of our nations slept with these other women. All right, and then over time they became the confusion of faces. Why? Because we followed the men of our nation followed the other gods of these women, man, and vice versa with our women with their men. You see, our whole nation was following idols. They were following the customs of the other nations, sleeping with the other nations,
committing spiritual fornication. Yeah,
mixing within other nations, and that's how you have the confusion of faces today, man. You You see? All a part of the curse. And it goes back to Deuteronomy, the 4th chapter and the 28th chapter. That the Lord said it in the 4th chapter. He said, I will scatter you among the heathen.
Mm-hmm.
He said it again in the 28th chapter. He was reiterating the point, alright, that if we were to break the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, that we would get scattered, and that we would come out in the last days looking like all kinds of nations, man. That's the whole breakdown right there. But through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, we will be gathered anyway. It doesn't matter how we look.
Mm-hmm.
You see? Because it's the spirit that beareth witness with our spirit. Like the scripture he read says, man.
Yeah, if I may, I'll bring this out. This is Jeremiah chapter 12, verse 9. My heritage is unto me as a speckled bird. That word speckle is multicolored in the Hebrew when you look it up. The birds round about are against her, right? Because that's Psalms 83 right there, you know. And the rest of the heathens, right, that are not mentioned, they're all against Israel, man. Because first Maccabees 2 and 10 says what? One nation has not had a part of her, man. All right? Because wherever Israel is, man, we build up that kingdom, man. Mm-hmm. We make that kingdom great. And that's why America was great at one time. Because Israel built it up. All right? And now you have this DJ Trump in the mix, right? But America is not going to be great again. It's actually, you're running out of time. It's Joel 14:5. You know what I mean? The Most High, he appointed his boundaries, man. He's not going to pass that. Right? Because the next kingdom that sets up is the one that lasts forever, man. Mm-hmm. The kingdom of the Most High, man, of Yahweh Shai and Yasharallah, man.
That's right.
God, hey, Edom is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning that follows.
That's
man.
right. That's exactly right.
You got another scripture on you? Because I got this one right here.
Oh, bring it up, bro.
This Hosea 7 and 8. Ephraim, he hath mixed himself among the people.
Beautiful.
Ephraim is a cake not turned.
That's right.
Hey, man, that's plain, man. And you know, it's not that hard to understand the confusion of faith, man. You could actually identify an Israelite that looks like one of the heathens, man. Like the, who is it? Mostly is the Japanese or the Chinese that like to break dance a lot.
They're into hip hop.
Right.
Yeah.
You can definitely identify an Israelite, man, because Israel is a salt of the earth. All right.
Yeah.
Jake has flavor, man. No matter what he does, cooks, dance, whatever, man. They put salt into that. These heathens can't do.
We're lively.
Mm-hmm. And so we're not gonna all look the same, man. Because our people like to, they like to have, sex. All right.
Naturally.
Mm-hmm. Hey, so we're not all gonna look the same.
Hell no, because we love all kind of women, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? All these women are appealing to us, man. The thick ones, the skinny ones, we love all kind of women, man. And it shows you in the scriptures that we can have multiple women. But that's a whole different topic there, all right? The point is that our people, Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, and the confusion of faces especially, man, because you guys are all scattered throughout the whole earth. We're going to look like the other nations, man, because we pop all kind of women, man. All right? Damn.
That's right.
So, like the scripture said, man, this is a stiff and rebellious people. So
Yep.
they're not gonna understand it, man. Hey, but we're out here to edify the elect, man. So people can understand that they have no excuse to hear this, man. All right, we're just wiping off the blood off our hands.
Oh, God. Yes.
That's right. I got one. This is Jeremiah chapter 30 verse 10. It says, "Therefore fear thou not, O my servant Jacob, saith the Lord. Neither be dismayed, O Israel, for lo, I will save thee from afar, and thy seed from the land of their captivity." Which means that these brothers that are confusion of faith are the seed of Israel. Mm-hmm. If they understand the scriptures, they're the seed of Israel. It doesn't matter if they look like a so-called white man, or a so-called Indian or Japanese or Chinese man. Alright? They are the seed of Israel. That goes back to that seed. Numbers, the 1st chapter and 18th verse.
Out of every kindred, tongue, and nation, or roughly paraphrasing?
God.
Out of everywhere we've been scattered, man. Alright? Because all these people had our people enslaved. Alright? And then when the Lord returns, 2/3 are going to get it first, man. That's 1 Peter 4:17. Right? And but best believe believe the heathens are gonna get it too, man. All right, going right into captivity, man. When you get reborn, when reincarnation happens to you, you're gonna be chained up.
That's right. And it says, Lo, I will save thee from afar, and thy seed from the land of their captivity. And Jacob shall return, and shall be in rest, and be quiet, and none shall make him afraid. For I am with thee, saith the Lord, to save thee, though I make a full end of all nations whither I have scattered thee. This is reiterated multiple times in the scriptures, man. Yet will I not make a full end of thee, but I will correct thee in measure, and I will not leave thee altogether unpunished.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what's happening in these last days, man. The Lord is coming back to redeem his people, man. And how is it happening? Through Israel's seed waking up again. Alright? Through the remnant, through the elect. Alright? That we all hope to be, man. You see?
Man.
Those are the men that are gonna understand this word. Alright? The fullness of it. They're gonna understand the severity of it. Alright? And the scriptures, when they read the scriptures through the Spirit, the things that they read solidify that they have the truth, man. That's why we believe in this so wholeheartedly, man. Because this is the truth. This is our culture, man.
Yeah.
So gainsayers, slanderers. All right, the Lord says you will come in these last days, because obviously you're the people that are going to be destroyed. All right, because we're just telling you what the words of the Most High is, and you seem to hate us, which means that you hate Yahushua, and you hate the one that sent Yahushua, which is the Most High, man.
Yeah.
You're the same people coming back over and over again, man, with that same carnal mindset, including especially our people, man. Our people have become worse than the heathen. Our people are carnal.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we used to be a spiritual people, but 2/3 of our people are not that. John 8:44 says they are of their father the devil.
That's right.
You see, that's why they can't understand this truth. That's why 2/3 of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans can't understand this truth, because you're of your father the devil. All right, that's the spirit that you dwell upon. That's the spirit that dwells in you. Wickedness, carnality. All right, not spirituality, man. This book, you have to be a spiritual man to understand it, and understand the dark sayings and parables and the confusion of face.
That's right, bro.
Because you can see it through the spirit, man. You see?
Yeah, but if they can't get these these earthly things, we can't speak to you about heavenly things, man, because
right.
you're not going to receive it, man.
Okay.
You're choking up on the milk, man. On the milk!
Mm-hmm.
Man! It's so frustrating dealing with 2/3, man. But we understand that you're set up to play your part, man. Somebody has to be the 2/3, alright?
That's right.
The water Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, it's not us, and Lord willing, we're part of the elect, man.
That's right.
So you got some more?
No, that's all it.
No. But like the brother was saying, man, wisdom is too high for fools, man. But either way, if you people don't understand it, that doesn't mean that's not true. Alright? So there are gonna be Israelites that look like the heathens, whether you want to believe it or not. And some of them are gonna be a part of the elect.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, that's all you got?
Yeah.
Alright, Lord willing, this video was edifying, and with that, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakodash.
Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and salutations to the Achaean pushing his word in truth, in sincerity with charity, And with that, we'd like to say shalom.
Shalom.
Bible ball.
Bible ball.